Good morning, grade 5s. Welcome to our lesson for today. Today we're going to have a lesson on agriculture. We're going to have a lesson on agriculture. Today we want to look at fruit trees. We want to look at fruit trees. Okay, that is our topic for today. We're going to look at fruit trees. We're going to look at fruit trees. Is there anyone who has anything to tell me about fruit trees? Yes, anyone who can tell me anything about fruit trees, because I know this is a topic that we all know. Yes, Sean, your hand was up first. Sean?
There are different types of fruits. There are indigenous fruits and exotic
Sean, sure, that is part of my lesson today. There are indigenous fruit trees and exotic trees. I'm going to add more flesh to that. Thank you, Sean. Takunda, your hand was up as well. Anything you want to tell us about fruit trees?
I wanted to say that some fruit trees also take long to grow.
Yes, some
like
fruit
apple.
Like apples, good. Takunda, some fruit trees, they take longer to grow. Yes. Okay. All right. We say that today, firstly, we need to know that fruit trees are grown from an orchard. Okay. That's where we grow fruit trees in agriculture, where we do growing of crops and keeping of animals. When we grow our crops, you know that we have different types of crops. We have field crops, we have vegetable crops, and we have fruit trees. Fruit trees are mainly grown in an orchard. If you are an agriculture person, you put the fruit trees together, okay? They are fenced together, they are grown together. And this place is called an orchard, where these fruit trees are grown, okay? What Sean said, there are two types of fruit trees, okay? There are two types of fruit trees, namely indigenous fruit trees and exotic fruit trees. Do you know how to spell indigenous? Indigenous, good. Yes, I can see people are nodding their heads. Please write. You can take down these notes. We have indigenous fruit trees and exotic. Exotic is EXO. The XO is an XO. And then TIC, exotic trees. So we have two types of fruit trees. Takuta, please unlock your video. I cannot see you. Takuta, if you can hear me, please unlock your video. And Bryce is, I don't know, Bryce, he has disappeared. I think it's his network. I hope he's going to be joining us. Yes, Takuta. Welcome, Takuta. Can you hear me? Please unlock your video. Now that's better. Please unlock your video. Okay, we are going to start talking about indigenous trees. That's what we're going to talk about first. Indigenous trees. Indigenous fruit trees are trees that have always grown in Zimbabwe. These trees grow naturally in Zimbabwe, okay? They are indigenous. Just like all of us here, we are indigenous people of Zimbabwe. Means that we come from Zimbabwe. That's where we come from. We naturally come from Zimbabwe. We are indigenous Zimbabweans, okay? We also have indigenous fruit trees. These, they grow on their own in Zimbabwe. They grow naturally. Yes, there is Bryce. Bryce is back. Takuta, can you hear me? I cannot see you. I don't know if you can hear me. Please unlock your video. I cannot see you. Okay. Examples of indigenous trees are, we have the baobab tree, B-A-O-B-O-B, the baobab tree. In Ndebele, what do we call the baobab tree? Anyone who knows it in Ndebele? The baobab tree? Umkomo, you know it, umkomo. It's got a hard outside, then they usually crack it using stones. And when you crack it open, it has some fruits that are white, powdery white. So they are powdery white. They make your teeth. Do you know umkomo, the baobab tree? Anyone who has ever eaten the fruit from a baobab tree?
Me.
You've never seen it show?
Me.
Not even once. What about you, Michaela? Takunda, your hand is up. Have you seen a baobab tree before?
Yes, I have ate it a lot of time.
Ah,
In
that's-
Shona,
in Shona, what is it?
in Shona, I think you are talking about mauyu.
Okay. Mauyu, yes,
In
you
Shona, it's
confirm. That's
mauyu.
correct, yes. Yes, it's called umkomo in the because usually indigenous trees have indigenous names. So if you say baobab, some people can, but if you say umkomo, they know it. And as well as what Takuta is saying. Michaela, your hand is up. I, please raise your voice, Michaela, I cannot hear you. Sorry?
Bubblegum, like they use it as bubblegum because there's no bubblegum before.
Okay. Baobab trees, they are mainly those who have never seen them, please go and look for them. Okay, Sean? I know you know the baobab tree. I don't know the season, but usually it's eaten.
Yeah.
It's got a hard surface. If you want to crack it open, you need a stone. You cannot crack it open using, people usually use stones to crack it open.
Teacher.
Yes, Takunda.
And I think Sean has even had it in like cartoons that they go in islands
Yes.
and then they find this corn thing, they break it and then there's like white things inside.
Yes, I think Sean now knows. Oh, do you now know it? It's got
Yes.
white things inside. They are just connected with something like it's like a thread that connects those white fruits. It's thready like a thread, but it's not really a thread. You now know it, Sean?
Yes, but I've never eaten it.
Or you've never eaten it, okay? It's nice, but it does something to your teeth. I also like it, but I don't like eating a lot of it. It makes your teeth to something. It's not very nice.
Teacher, it's sour.
Yes, it's a bit sour, but it's nice. Yes,
It's too sour.
if you eat a lot of it, then your teeth they start. I don't know what happens to your teeth, but it's quite nice.
Teacher, there's even juice. There's even juice made by those things.
Yes, there is also juice. Yes, that is made out of that. Yes, I've heard about that. The juice as well. So we have a baobab tree. We have umchwankela. Do you know umchwankela? Umchwankela.
Yes.
It's black fruit. It's black, and if you eat it, it's soft, round. If you eat it, it makes your teeth black. It usually comes in with umni. If you know umni, remember now we're talking about indigenous trees. They have Shona names and Ndebele names. The English names, most of them, if you tell people in English, it doesn't really become because it's indigenous. We go down deep into the roots. So we have umni, we have umchwankela. Yes, those are fruit trees that are indigenous. Okay, you can go and find out even more about the indigenous fruit trees. Now we want to talk about exotic fruit trees. Exotic fruit trees. Exotic fruit trees are trees which come from another country and are now being grown in Zimbabwe. Okay, we got them from another country, but we grow them in Zimbabwe. Okay, they originally come from another country. Okay, these are exotic fruit trees. You might find them that we have them here. For example, the mangoes, the apples, the bananas, they originally don't come from Zimbabwe. They are not indigenous. They are exotic, okay? Yes. So we got the seeds from outside the country and they came to be, they are grown in Zimbabwe. Okay. Mostly people love these exotic fruit trees more. These are the ones that you know more. Examples, we have mango, the banana. Yes, Michaela, your hand is up. Michaela, I cannot hear you. Please, can you adjust your volume or you push your device a bit closer to you so that I can hear you? Yes, please try again. Try and let's hear you. I can hear you, but it's far. Try to talk now. Still I cannot hear here. Just adjust the volume on your device, okay? Adjust the volume, make sure it goes higher up. So we have even the pawpaw. Do you know the pawpaw? In the middle,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
pawpaw, yes. The pawpaw. The pawpaw is P-A-W, in English. And even the avocado. The avocado is a fruit tree. It's a fruit tree as well, the avocado. The avocado as well. These are examples of the types of fruit trees that we have. Okay, now we want to talk about how are fruit trees grown. Oh yes, Michaela, your hand is up. Sorry about that. What did you want to say, Michaela?
Ma'am,
Yes.
150.
Sorry?
we are
I'm sorry, Michaela, I couldn't hear you. Please, try. Come again.
trees.
Please write on your paper, then you show me on the screen. I cannot hear. Just write on the paper. Okay, Michaela. Oh, I still cannot see as well. Let's keep on trying so that I can hear you. Okay, we want to talk about how fruit trees are grown. There are different methods of multiplying fruit trees, right? Like growing fruit trees. These include seeds. We can use seeds to grow fruit trees. We can use seeds to grow fruit trees. Who can give me a fruit tree that is a seed? Any fruit tree that is a seed? There is one that is coming around now in December. Which one is that one? Yes, Takunda.
Mango
The mango, yes. Sean, you have another one?
and avocado.
The avocado, yes.
Pinches.
Sorry?
Pinches.
Yes, the peaches, yes, the peaches as well. Yes. Okay. We have other fruit trees are grown from cuttings. We have fruit trees that are grown from cuttings.
Banana.
Yes. The cutting, we have pineapple, even grapes. They use cuttings. Even grapes use cuttings as well. Apples as well can use cuttings. Yes,
Teacher,
Takunda?
what about the banana?
The banana is the shoot. It's not a cutting.
Okay. Orange.
All right. So indigenous fruit trees usually grow on their own, okay? They usually, look at the mango trees that you have at your home. You can just throw away the mango seed and you find that the mango tree is already germinating.
No.
Yes, they grow on their own, they just grow on their own. Bryce, are you able to hear me now? And TC, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, welcome, TC, that's better now. What
Yes, ma'am.
about, that's good. Thank you, TC, for joining us. Bryce, can you hear me? Bryce, you can hear me? Okay, good. We are talking about fruit trees, okay? We say that we want to talk about how fruit trees are grown. The early stages of a growing seed is called germination. You must know that one. When a fruit tree is growing, there is an early stage which is called germination. Germination is G-E-R, G-E-R. The G is not a J, it's a G. Germination, Germination. I'll repeat. Germination. So when you plant a seed, right? When you are planting your fruit tree seed, as the seed is starting to grow there, it is called germination. That is the first stage, okay? So this is when during germination, there are two things that occur. There is something called the radicle and the plumule that develops. Let me spell radicle for you, and then I'll tell you what that is. Radicle is R-A-D-I-C-L-E. I'll repeat again. R-A-D-I-C-L-E. You can be asked in an exam, what happens during germination? Yes, Sean? R-A-D-I-C-L-E, the radical. So during the germination, when a seed is starting to germinate, it has two things that develop. The first thing is called a radical, right? And the other thing is called a plumule. I'll spell for you plumule, P-L-U-M-U-L-E. So you can be asked in an exam, name two things that develop. Plumule, P-L-U-M-U-L-E. Have you managed to get that spelling?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So I was saying that during germination, you may be asked, name two things that happen during germination. Okay, so during germination, there are two things that are developed, the radicle and the plumule. Let me explain what the radicle is, okay? This, I'm going to show you my diagram. Unfortunately, Mrs. Mlotshwa is not an artist, but she has tried. Okay, can you look at my diagram there? This is my ground right here. So let's say when a seed is starting to germinate, right, it develops something like this. Maybe there's something that is starting to develop there. So the first part of the flower that will start to develop there is called the plumule, right? And then the rootings, the things that make the roots, right, is called the radicle. Do you understand now? When a seed is starting to germinate, right, it will have some small things that make seeds. Have you ever seen them? They are just so thin, like if you remove a seedling, it will be very thin, like, and there will be a small flower a small leaf that would have started to germinate. The smaller leaf part there, that becomes the plumule, and then the down part there, that is almost like small roots, is called the radicle. Do you now understand? Do you now understand the plumule and the radicle?
Yes.
You've
Yes,
never
ma'am.
seen it there, yes. It's just been given a new term, okay? Those are the terms. I know you have seen it before when the small seedling is starting to develop, okay? All right. So I'm happy that you managed to see the drawing. All right. So plumule develops into the shoot, okay? The plumule will later develop into the shoot of the plant, okay? So they'll ask you, the plumule develops into a dash. It develops into the shoot, okay? And the radicle develops into the roots of the plant, okay? So that's how the fruit tree grows. The seed, it will have a plumule and it will have a radicle. The radicle is the one that makes the roots, and the plumule will develop into the shoot of the fruit tree. Oh no.